Everybody, JunkMale here, doing a review on the M107CQ Air Force, otherwise known as the 50 cal, and the AUG A1 Black. Both are GP standard. Both have a sweet black matte finish. That's why I thought I'd do the combo. See how they work together. Just quickly, the 50 cal, how it varies from its counterparts in the series. Is that, well, let's just compare it to the NX variant. It looks like there is absolutely no difference, now that I'm looking at it, to the NX standard M107CQ SE. So if you get your hands on this Air Force version, you're basically got the NX standard, which is pretty cool. The AUG A1 Black is, I know, better than the GP standard for sure. Let me just check it out and see what it is exactly. Here we are playing on oil rig. So the AUG A1 Black, it varies from the GP standard. It has 2 more power, 45 damage. Get a nice multi-kill there. And everything else is the same except for the recoil. Recoil is 1 point less, which is helpful because the AUG A1 Black, AUG series, they have a really bouncy recoil. And I think that's probably what makes them a little bit less popular than like the G36 series. But I have to say the AUG A1, given its high magnification scope, gives it a huge advantage over a lot of other assault rifles. It's great for long range. Another thing I really love about it is the 3-shot burst. And I'll use it in a couple instances in this video, but the one thing that I've noticed is that the ridicule will greatly decrease in size, and that's huge when you're, you know, like on the run and you want to get some really accurately placed shots. You can just switch a 3-shot burst at medium range. Works extremely well. Let's talk about the 50 cal a little bit. I've always been against the 50 cals because they're really slow. I like to be able to be kind of portable. However, I recently increased my sensitivity on combat arms, and it seemed to be a lot more fun and accurate to use than I had expected. I think I probably camped with it a little bit more, but it worked really well, really powerful. I don't think it was tanked ever, which is to be expected. The scope is a bit of a challenge to get to, the double scope, just because if you're not used to having to scope in twice, especially if you're like, you know, not quick switching. But I was really pleased with the performance of both these weapons, actually, and I had really fun making this review. As you can see there, they're both really high-powered weapons. AUG A1 is definitely on the higher end in terms of assault rifles, but it's going to require more skill to use just due to the recoil and the spread that comes with that assault rifle. Yeah, I mean, the 50 cal just being really accurate. I was really impressed by it. Just missing tons of shots right now. Boom! Headshot! That guy's like, whoa! I also wanted to mention about medkits and resourceful ability. I really love the ability. It's part of the reason that I give props to Nexon, just because it balances gameplay a little bit for people who don't want to use specs. But one piece of advice I have is that more than often I'll see the resourceful and I'll just freaking spaz out and want to hunt it down as fast as I can. But I usually die because I'm not being cautious and making sure that there's no enemies, you know, about. So my recommendation is just, you get 10 seconds for the thing to spawn, so just be hesitant. It's funny right here, it seems like I shoot through the stairs. I don't know if it's because the round is like bigger or something like that, but it just seemed like the metal, or maybe that was him shooting at me from below. Never mind. Anyways, this map is really great for this sniper AR combo. As you can see there, probably didn't need to shoot him with a 50 cal from that range, but what are you gonna do? I hope there's an example of the 3-shot burst working really well. This is an example of standing next to your own mines. Pro. I love mines though. Probably it's basically like having 3 lower powered nades that only blow up when people step on them. So I don't know why people hate on mines so much. I think it's because it's just frustrating to be killed by them. Anyways, yeah, I mean, no complaints about this 50 cal. I've always liked the way it looked. I've gotten it in the past and never really enjoyed it that much because of how slow the in-scope accuracy is, but since I've increased my accuracy, as I said before, it's like a much more just effective sniper for me. So, I really enjoyed it. Let's continue on here in the review. All weapons can be effective as long as you play intelligently. Right there, I think was a mixture of tap fire and full auto. And when I say play intelligently, I usually mean use the map to your advantage. Like, this is a great spot. People usually can't get the beat on you there. Nut shot. I was just thinking recently that just the rule of face-off, which I just kind of thought would be a good name for it, is avoiding having to face off with the enemy as much as possible. Only because you're gonna lower the possibility of you getting killed. If you position yourself in a place where you're not actually seen by the enemy, flanking, shooting them in the back, backstabbing, that type of thing, your KDR and your success chances will increase for sure. Man, 50 cal doing work. Hasn't missed really when my shot was actually on the target, so I'm pretty pleased with that. But as I was saying, here is an example. I've talked about it in some of the other videos I've done. Position yourself in enemy base, not in their spawn. It's not spawn camping. You're basically controlling their base and controlling the flow of enemies that come out. Boom, just quick drag scope there. I would never have been able to do that if my insensitivity wasn't lower, or higher, I mean. So if you're having problems with your weapons, you're feeling like you can't quite get the cursor over the enemy, or it's just not feeling right, I think a natural accuracy is being able to do a 180 with the flick of the wrist. If that helps, it may take a while to get used to. I think that was 3-shot burst right there. Against that spec, it was just, you might hit only 1 or 2 of each burst, but the recoil is so low compared to having to tap the mouse several times to get those 6 shots out, and you have to do it like with the at the perfect rate of fire in order to let your recoil not get out of control. So really, 3-shot burst, my god, I've been using on the L85 and other weapons that have it, and it's just, I think it's underused for sure. The M107CQ is a good example of that. That gun has low recoil to begin with, but when you put the 3-shot burst, the ridicule literally almost goes down to less than the size of an SMG when you're running around. I was pretty impressed by that. This guy's got the beat on me. Boom, drag scope, but spec gets me from behind. Anyways, I don't know what else I can talk about other than the performance of the weapons. 50 cal is pretty slow to run around with, you know, but you can avoid that by just having your assault rifle out, of course. AUG A1 Black, I've always liked it. I've always liked the AUG series just because of Die Hard, and those that one guy just pulls out the AUG and just freaking decimates the ventilation system and all that. That gun is so sweet. So I've always thought it was pretty badass. Unfortunately, I did not get the Deagle kill here. I really was hoping for it, but apparently the Deagle didn't do, you know, 70 damage or 80 damage like it should have. Anyways, that's the review. Hope you enjoyed it. Please feel free to subscribe and rate, and I hope you guys have a good day. Bye.